Back here on Study Ball with part 2 of Zach Wilson, and we broke down in the first part of this Study Ball series just his tremendous athletic play at the quarterback position. And for those of you that may have missed that one or missed some of the others in this series, when I talk about athletic play, I'm not talking about zone reads and running the football or avoiding pressure in the pocket and making big plays on the run. It's the ability to make different kinds of athletic throws when your body is in different positions, and he does it at a rare level. So we're going to take a look at some of the other things, some more processing that he did, and then some of the things that you have to look at and you go, okay, these are some things that I noticed on tape that I want him to do better at the next level, as I've done with all these guys. You can look at the positives, you're going to break those things down because they all have great positives about them. And then you're going to look at the things and you go, okay, this is the thing that this guy has to work on at the next level if he really wants to excel at a high level. Okay, so again, the processing. Coming back in this particular look, we're seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters type look. We're going to come back with the play action. We're going to run a deep over and a post. So as we come off of the play action, we need to see these two safeties here. You just need to make sure that this safety grabs the over and this safety comes up on the play action, doesn't turn and run to that deep post. Simple little concept. Everybody's got it in off of the play action. And what's he get? He gets backside safety to step up. He gets front side safety to step up. Got that swing out here. Z comes off of it. Find the safety, see what they're doing. You got the pull that you want. And nice, easy, big throw for a big play. Once again, simple concept, a lot of simple concepts at BYU, but you still got to process them. A lot of teams have simple concepts. Process them and then be able to make these big time throws. Okay, and recognition. Recognition is another part of the processing as we talked about with other guys. So you're going to see, once again, it's a simple concept. Go back here. We got two defenders. No real throw there. Maybe the post up over the top because we've got a quarters look, and then we've got an in coming here. So we're always going to peek this safety and see what we get. If our guy beats him across the middle and we get a good pull on these linebackers, we can read this thing inside out. So we get a nice pull. This guy steps up. He recognizes that hole there with the cover 2 shell on the back side. Recognize, get inside leverage, put another nice ball on your guy for a big play based on recognizing what the defense is doing and where they're leaving holes on the field. Okay, so we're here in an empty look. Okay, and once again, we're going to talk recognition. So this empty look, okay, we could have a bunch of different things. We could have a too high shell right here. These guys could rotate back, these corners off, okay. We're looking at these linebackers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we've got 2 on each side of the ball. So do you go to your 3 receiver side? But you notice on the motion, it's a recognition. On the motion, this linebacker starts to jump over to this side, starts to lean in that direction. On the snap, able to recognize this corner goes off, this guy buzzes hard, boom, the hole is right there. The recognition is right there because this guy slid and this guy's turning his back. Can you recognize those holes, especially in empty sets? Boom, ball's out of his hands. Find that hole, get a big play because you knew what you saw quickly and you got the ball out, get it on your receiver before that defense can adjust. Okay, so we're going to have a little switch release here. So we're switch releasing these guys at the bottom. Switch release here. This guy's going to come back to the inside. So basically like a double go to that side. Have something going out here, and we got a free safety in the middle. So don't really like your corner route backside. You like one of your go routes here. But it all depends on this guy. If you're able to work this guy away from it, could have a great shot because the underneath guy on this rub is usually the guy that's going to get some space and who you would like to throw it to. But it all depends on that free safety. You don't get that free safety to move, you're going to have to hit that outside go more than likely. So what's he do? He comes off and he's going to peek his eyes to this side. Looking his eyes to this side, getting that defender, as you see, hips turned in that direction. Now, as he comes off, this guy gets banged a little bit, and you see, nice job holding. He wants to take this throw right there. Doesn't like the leverage. His guy's getting turned a little bit. The ability to hold there and then still drive the throw, put it on the money, and get another touchdown. Really well done, being able to work the safety with your eyes, then come back and figure out the kind of throw that you need to make. All right, here's when I talk about Zach Wilson. This is the one thing that I want to see him do a better job at the next level, is that oftentimes it seems to me as if he just picks a guy and decides he's going to throw pre-snap, or predetermines where he wants to go with the football. And a lot of that could be because they run similar concepts over and over. So this is that same concept that we've talked about. Go, middle read, go. They run it over and over and over again. And lots of times there wasn't a guy that was necessarily open. So you wonder if some of that is why Zach comes back in these types of concept looks and just goes, hey, I'm just going to take my one-on-one and give it a shot because we've made a lot of plays doing that. But on this particular play, I'd love for him to be able to see the rotation here. So this safety is going to come down. This safety is high and off. Really tough to beat him on a go route, but they roll to a cover two look on the top. So here, he's going to have a 2-on-1 on this safety to the top. Easier read, better situation based on the rotation, but instead he's coming out saying, I'm just going to throw this go route. I missed the rotation and exactly what they're doing defensively. And so I would have liked, look at this, we got a shot there, we got a shot there with this safety being way back to this side, but he decided he wanted to throw this go route. Now, he doesn't force it to the go route, which I guess is a good thing. He dumps it off to his back here for at least a big C and getting 5 yards. So he didn't get locked in so much that he just threw it to that guy, but would like for him to have read through this and seen the big picture a little bit better instead of kind of locking in and saying pre-snap, hey, I'm going to take that go to the right, and then I don't get what I want. All right, so there's a couple pieces to this one right here. So the first thing is I'm not really sure what the offensive line of BYU is doing here. They're going to free release their back and run a slant flat to this side. There's only 4 defensive linemen here. So there's no reason that this defensive end should be coming free right here. They should be blocking at least those 4, and then if you want to slide it, slide to that next backer, but should not be leaving this defensive end free, in my opinion. And maybe that's why Zach is put in a bind right here. But based on the shell look that we're seeing right here, linebacker right there, you don't want to go to this side because you've got a guy sitting in the flat waiting for the flat. You got a linebacker sitting inside waiting for the slant. You've got help up over the top. Not really a good concept against a cover 2 look to that side. So you would really like to go to this side if they had to bring an extra guy and bring some kind of pressure. That's why leaving a defensive end free puts your quarterback in a bind. But with all that being said, right, we've got 1, 2 underneath defenders over here. Now, I know we have a third guy here, but you'll notice all 3 of these guys are coming inside. So I'm not worried about that guy playing the flat there. So my numbers advantage is to the top. So I would like to see Zach Wilson go to the top in this situation just based off of the initial look. But this is another one where I feel like he's predetermined which side he wants to go to. And like I said, maybe it's simply because the protection was slid and he was worried about that guy from the get-go. But you're still putting yourself in a bind if you're pre-snap going to this side. You may know this guy's going to be hot, but you got to go maybe fall to this direction a little bit and go to your numbers instead of trying to force it in to a bad situation, which is exactly what happens right here. And you see up top, right, we've got all of our guys open. that we can hit on the front side if we go there based on the pre-snap and the initial alignment of these guys. Would have liked to have seen him go that direction and get the ball out of his hands instead of trying to dump it off into a tough look. Okay, here's another one. And now this is a great throw, and so you're never going to fault a guy for a great throw, and we all miss reads at different times, but we've got a quarters look to this side again. We're going to run this out, and we're going to run the post right here. Anytime we get quarters, eyes are going to be on this guy right now. This guy gets depth right now, well, then we're going to read our out and usually going to have something coming out here into the flat. But if that safety on the snap just hesitates and holds right there, man, this is the look that we want to try to get the post up over the top. And you see, that safety does absolutely nothing on the snap. He is eyeing that corner. His feet are stopped and chopping. Boom. Here's the throw up over the top. Nobody back to the middle of the field. Now, he still gets this, still makes a great throw. Hey, we're getting a first down. We're moving the chains. I am definitely going to live with that. But it was almost as if predetermined what he wanted to do once again here, decided he was going to throw this corner route based off the initial look instead of being able to read through it and get to that higher level progression. Okay, it's the look that we saw before. We got an inside guy running a corner route. They're switch releasing, and this guy's coming back on the go. Now, when we ran it the last time, right, we got this throw right here. He got a touchdown on this particular look. This is the only safety that's over there. So I understand why you might think, hey, I want to take that go route again because there shouldn't be a safety back there. But got to see that. That guy's 10 yards off as this guy's pushing out and running a corner. That's like stealing right here. That is an easy play. You're going to get that off coverage, or at least to peek this first and see if you get it. And then if you don't and this guy covers it, now come back to your go route because you can throw your go route deep if you need to. Once again, I feel like Zach decided ahead of time where I'm going to throw this football, and he stuck to the inside, doesn't get the release that he wants. But if he's seeing the big picture and reading this out as we go, I mean, this is easy. And you got to be able to make that completion and see that at the next level. He gets stuck right here, nowhere to go with it, puts himself in a bind simply because I feel like he decided ahead of time, oh, I'm going to throw this go based on the coverage look I have, knowing that this guy's in man-to-man, but this right here is the easy throw. Would have liked to see him read through this and come back and recognize that stuff pre-snap and not put himself in such a bind. Okay, here's another one. Yep, we got pressure going to the front side. So he's going to be hot here. Again, they're going to bring a guy that's going to come free. But let's figure this out beforehand, right? This guy right here is sitting inside of his number 3 receiver. This guy is head up and off his number 2 receiver. Both of these guys are breaking to the inside. Pre-snap says this guy right here is the throw to make. Yes, you're hot. And some people might say, well, our hot is this inside guy because he's the guy replacing where the hot comes from. But any of these guys, as long as the timing is good, can be your hot guy. And we need to see the pre-snap leverage and positioning of these guys instead of just determining, oh, if I get a hot, I got to throw it to that tight end who's being covered. Man, there's the throw right there, being able to see and work through that based on the pre-snap look. And that doesn't mean you don't come off and peek this guy and make sure he goes inside. Otherwise, hit that first one. It simply means don't just lock on and say, I got to throw it to that guy, got to throw it to that guy, and not see the leverage that's placed here, and then work to your number 2 and being able to process quickly, and maybe more importantly, being able to process after the snap saying, yes, I may want to throw or think I'm going to throw this guy, but I still have to be able to read these things out and get the ball to the right receiver. Okay, so this look here, we got the bullets going down the sideline. We've got the mesh concept coming here. So really, the read is right here. We got man-to-man, we got what we want, but I'm just reading this linebacker. What does this linebacker do right here? He comes up hard, and I can get over the top, take that throw to your back. But if he starts to turn and run up the field, just work through it because you've got a perfect look for the mesh concept as well. And you'll see, what does this linebacker do? Right here, he's already turning up the field. But once again, I believe Zach just said, hey, I want to take the big ball. I've got a back on a linebacker. I'm not seeing the whole picture, and I'm just going to throw it up and try to get this play into a tough situation. Whereas if he just, hey, that guy does the right thing and he covers it really, really well, just get right to your shallow. Work into number 2. Don't get stuck trying to force it or predetermine where the football is going to go. And then here's the last one. Same exact concept as the last one. And so anytime you have this particular concept with everything disappearing to the inside, got to see the corner. Okay, corner sitting here in a tight look. Looks like he could come off. He's going to come up right now. He's in a tight look. See the corner. He's not doing anything. He's just squatting right there. Turning to break on this. And not a great throw because he's got to rush it because, once again, I believe he predetermined, hey, I'm going to take this right now to the back instead of seeing the big picture. Tries to put it on him and protect him because he recognizes that it's not there after the snap. Just work through it. You don't have that? Okay, work to your hook, to your shallow, and just be able to work through these progressions and not predetermine ahead of time what the defense is going to do or what the throw is going to be. Be able to understand what the possibilities are and then react accordingly. So, more to like about Zach Wilson, as we saw early in this tape. Good processing, working through some things, recognition of what he's seeing defensively. So many good things to like about Zach Wilson. Those things there at the end are things that can worry you. And there can be a lot of factors. I never got a chance to sit down with any of these quarterbacks and watch film with them and say, okay, why did you do this? Why did you go right to that guy? Or why didn't you get to the next guy? Because there's always going to be lots of factors there. You're only breaking down what you would do on film, what you see on film, and how you might process it. But there's a lot of things that come into play that when you're behind center for 3 or 4 seconds with the ball in your hands, things can look differently to you than they do to all of us looking from high in the sky when we've got a chance to rewind tape numerous times. But as you can see there's times that I worry about him just predetermining and saying, hey, I'm physically gifted. I can just make any throw that I want to make instead of always processing and reading through things. So that's something that I want to keep an eye on as he moves to the next level.